The zoo staff was uncertain about what to expect when an 80-year-old tortoise named Negrita was about to give birth. However, their astonishment turned to screams of shock when she stood up and revealed something incredible. While 80 years may not be considered a childbearing age in the human world, it is quite normal for tortoises. Negrita, the tortoise, was born in 1936 on the Galapagos Islands in the Pacific Ocean, off the coast of Ecuador. These islands are home to various species of tortoises, including the giant Galapagos tortoise, which have inhabited the islands for centuries, living peacefully by grazing on grasses and giving birth to their young. However, their tranquil existence was disrupted when humans arrived in the 16th century. These early visitors, consisting of sailors and pirates, brought significant changes to the islands. While human arrival led to new discoveries for people, it brought unfortunate consequences for the native wildlife. The Galapagos tortoises suffered greatly as they were hunted for their meat, and some settlers brought animals like pigs and dogs that preyed on tortoise eggs and competed for their food. As a result, the Galapagos tortoise population dwindled to the brink of extinction. One fortunate Galapagos tortoise managed to escape these adverse conditions on her home island. Her name was Negrita, and in the late 1940s, researchers transported her to the Zurich Zoo in Switzerland. The Zurich Zoo, one of Europe's finest and the third oldest in Switzerland, boasts a diverse range of animals, including penguins, snow leopards, Asian elephants, and kangaroos. It is renowned as the first and only European institution to successfully breed Galapagos tortoises. Negrita had lived at the Zurich Zoo since then, unaware of the plight her species faced back on their native island. There, the tortoise adapted to her new environment and thrived. She grew rapidly, like most giant tortoises, spending her days eating and sleeping. However, Negrita had a unique story when it came to motherhood. Female Galapagos tortoises typically reach sexual maturity and begin laying eggs at around 20 to 25 years of age. Negrita was an exception, and they eventually labeled her as a late bloomer. It wasn't until she reached her 40s that she finally had the chance to become a mother. In 1980, Negrita laid her first batch of eggs, 34 years after arriving at the Swiss Zoo. Female tortoises can reproduce asexually in the absence of a mate, which was what happened with Negrita. The zookeepers eagerly anticipated the hatchlings, but disappointingly, the eggs did not hatch. This was a letdown for everyone, especially Negrita. However, their disappointment was short-lived as Negrita soon became pregnant again and successfully gave birth in 1989. This time, the pregnancy was a success, and after approximately 130 days, 2 hatchlings emerged from their shells, causing excitement throughout the zoo. This marked the beginning of a thriving reproductive era for the giant tortoise. Negrita and the Zurich Zoo's breeding program played a crucial role in successfully hatching many more baby tortoises. The year 2016 was particularly successful for their breeding program, ensuring a brighter future for Negrita's species. When the team at the zoo arranged a partnership for their female tortoise, Negrita, with a male tortoise named Jumbo, they were well aware of the age difference. Negrita, at 80 years old, was already in her reproductive prime, while Jumbo, a 54-year-old male, was 26 years her junior. However, in the world of tortoises, age was not a concern. These giant Galapagos tortoises had incredibly long lifespans, often reaching up to 2 centuries, so the zookeepers knew that this loving pair still had many years ahead of them. Negrita and Jumbo became inseparable, always seen together, and their heartwarming relationship brought joy to the staff. Negrita, who had spent numerous years without a partner, was finally content. In 2016, the zookeepers noticed something different about Negrita. All of a sudden, Negrita began eating less, frequently nudged the ground with her nose, and scratched the soil with her legs. These were classic signs of pregnancy in a Galapagos tortoise, and the zookeepers were quick to recognize them. The 80-year-old tortoise was about to lay eggs again, and the entire zoo was excited to witness this remarkable event. To capture the special moment, the zookeepers set up cameras in Negrita's enclosure. Little did they know that this birth would be far from ordinary and filled with surprises. The team started watching Negrita day and night as they awaited the birth. After about 8 weeks of anticipation, one day, a zookeeper noticed Negrita at her birthing spot, displaying the familiar movements of a tortoise about to lay her eggs. With bated breath, they set up the camera and watched as Negrita prepared to lay her eggs. This was the first time they would witness a tortoise of her age giving birth, and they didn't know what to expect. Negrita took her time, carefully digging a space for her eggs, and after about 3 hours of anxious waiting, she finally got up, revealing her clutch. The excitement was palpable as the staff counted the eggs. Negrita, despite her age, had laid 9 new eggs, making her possibly the oldest mother on Earth. Robert Zing, a senior curator at the zoo, assured them that even at 80 years old, Negrita was still in her reproductive prime, and she had started late, allowing her prime to last longer. Negrita completed her birthing process by covering her newly laid eggs with soil and salt to incubate. The zookeepers later excavated the eggs and placed them in an incubator for a more controlled environment. The incubation process typically took 106 to 121 days, and during this period, the staff took turns caring for the eggs. One February morning, as a worker watched over the eggs, a beautiful young tortoise hatched from its shell. By the end of April, 9 Galapagos tortoises had joined the species. This was fantastic news for the zoo and a significant contribution to the conservation of Negrita's species. Negrita and Jumbo were proud parents to their 9 offspring. At 80 years old, the Galapagos tortoise from the Galapagos Islands had made a remarkable impact on the conservation of her species. Over time, Negrita had given life to more than 90 young tortoises, many of which were sent to 24 zoos worldwide, contributing to the knowledge and conservation efforts of this incredible species. Today, the Zurich Zoo houses 19 Galapagos tortoises and has played a crucial role in improving the status of the species on the IUCN Red List from extinct in the wild to vulnerable. The combined efforts of the zoo and Negrita were instrumental in achieving this remarkable feat. Have you ever had the chance to see a tortoise up close? Were you aware that they could give birth at 80 years old and still be considered young mothers? Share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.